So, what does the future look like for the automotive world? Because come 2035, you're not going to be able to buy a brand new petrol or diesel car, and I think hybrid as well. I'm not 100% sure on that, but definitely petrol or diesel. So, that's 2035. Not going to be able to buy a petrol or diesel brand new, but you can buy a second hand one. So how long is it going to take after they've banned the sale of new petrol and diesel cars for them to think, well, do you know what, I think we should just ban the old ones as well? Because they're not going to say you can't buy a brand new petrol or diesel car which is A, more efficient, and B, better than older cars for the environment, emissions wise, which it's not. They're not going to just say that you can't buy brand new ones and then say, yeah, but you can still buy the old ones because they pollute more, but you can still buy them. There's going to come a time after 2035, or if it gets moved, when you can't buy petrol or diesel brand new, and they're going to start looking at the second-hand car market. They're going to start looking at taking the people who can barely afford a car and barely afford the insurance, but they need it for work, for family stuff. They're going to take the ability for the people who can barely afford the cars they've got and barely afford to insure them and run them away from them. Because they've already, for the past, I think at least 15 years, they've been trying to price older cars off the road. For the last 15 years, I've noticed that the older the car, the dearer it is to insure. Like I had a little ST150 before I got the Beamer, and I think that was costing me about 1,600 quid a year, fully comp. That's with points and stuff on my licence as well. But with the same points and stuff on my licence, when I changed the 6 to the 6 Series, the 6 Series was, what, 1,100 quid? Bigger engine, way double the horsepower, and my insurance was cheaper. I think the tax was cheaper as well. I can't remember it 100%. But I know the insurance was like 5,500 quid cheaper on a big 3 litre diesel 6 Series than it was on a little 2 litre Duratec Fiesta ST150. So for the past 15 years, they've already been trying to price the older cars off the market, make them uneconomical to own, because the insurance is that high, the tax is that high, the running costs are that high. Well, the running costs are running costs, aren't they? But yeah, so they've been doing that for at least the last 15 years, where it's been dearer to insure a cheaper, older car than it is a slightly newer one. And that's going to continue, because they're going to start, when you're not allowed to buy brand new diesel and petrols, they're just going to start hiking the insurance up, hiking the tax up on the old ones, on the older ones, to make them unattainable for certain people. And then, I mean, it's getting to the point now where all they're doing is looking after the top earners. So the top earners who don't mind paying higher insurance, who can afford to go out and buy a brand new electric car. Do you know what I mean? That's who they're looking after, and that's who they're going to continue to look after in the foreseeable future. Because once they've banned brand new petrol and diesel cars, I reckon it's going to take maybe between 5 and 10 years after that ban comes into force for them to start looking at the older cars as well. So car enthusiasts, people who just can't afford to spend more than a couple of grand on a car, aren't going to have that option. So what does that say? That says they're looking after the top earners, the ones who can afford the brand new Teslas, the ones who can afford to pay the extortionate prices on insurance, because the insurance on electric cars is skyrocketing now because of all the self-combustion. The insurance prices are going up. And in all fairness, I could even see electric cars becoming uninsurable, or home insurance, denying your home insurance because you've got an electric car and you're charging on your driveway or in your garage. So I don't know, that's where I see it going. They're not gonna just stop selling brand new petrols and diesels and just leave all the older cars that are already on the road for long. They're not gonna. They don't want us driving. They don't want. They've already started with the control in certain places in the UK with the 15-minute cities, the blanket stupid 20-mile-an-hour speed limits. The blanket 20-mile-an-hour speed limits are going to do nothing but destroy older cars. Because if you're in an automatic, even if you're in a manual, to do 20 mile an hour through some of them roads in Wales and wherever else it gets put in, do you know what I mean? You're going to be stuck in second gear 90% of the time. If you're in an automatic, it may be even worse, because well, I know the Range Rover doesn't like being sat in low gears. It shifts up as quick as it can, gets you into like 4th gear, 5th gear, doing 40 mile an hour. It doesn't like sitting in low gears at low speeds. Plus it's a pain in the arse on fuel when you're stuck in traffic as well. But that's all the 20 miles an hour speed limits are going to do, is just destroy gearboxes. Might stop 1 out of 100 incidents on the road. Do you know what I mean? But like I said, I went to London when Harry was in what's it called now? Great Ormond Street. I went down to London, and in central London it's all 20 mile an hour. So you're stuck in traffic trying to get in or out of central London doing 20, and the cyclists are literally flying past you. So us in cars are only allowed to do 20 mile an hour, but cyclists, because there's no way of enforcing a speed limit on a cyclist, can do whatever they want. And that's all that's about. That is literally, I mean, it might not be there just to destroy gearboxes, but it's gonna. Is it there for safety? I don't particularly think so. What's it all about then? It's all about control. The 15-minute cities, the 20 mile an hour speed limits, congestion charges, ULEZ. It's a way of restricting where people can and can't go. There was plans in Liverpool, I think it was last year, might have been the year before, might have even been longer ago than that, I can't remember now, but there was plans to introduce 13, or I think it was 13 or 15 new neighbourhoods in Liverpool. That didn't go down very well, and that's what that was setting up 15-minute cities, which is pointless, because like I've said before, I can't remember, I think in the last 15 years I have only ever worked within 15 minutes of my house once, and that was only a temp job. Everything else has been like at least 40 minutes on the motorway. Do you know what I mean? It makes no sense. But all the socialists will love it. And the ones who want fucking communism, they'll all love it. Because everyone will be on an equal wage, everyone will be on the same, but no one will have anything. You won't own. That's another thing. They're coming after your house as well with all this green nonsense. If your boiler doesn't meet the government's, what's a polite way of putting this now, fucking retarded green agenda, you can face a year in jail or £15,000 fine. Because you haven't got a boiler that meets the ridiculous fucking standards. And then they're looking at all fucking heat pumps and all that shit. The heat pumps are pointless. But yeah. That's all this shit is about. It's just about control. They got a taste of power with lockdown. With how many people just said, yeah, let's do it. Let's all not go to work. Let's all do exactly what the government says because they're following the science. They got a taste of power during all that. Seeing how well. In fact, I think that was just a test to see just how controllable the public are. It was just a test. But they've had that control. They've felt that power now of what they can get away with. And are they going to stop? No, they're not. They're just going to keep infringing law. They're just going to keep creating new things, new current things, to keep you all scared, to keep you all, oh, we need to do what the government say. What is it? I can't remember who said it now, but someone pretty famous said it. The worst sentence anybody can ever say to you is, I'm from the government, I'm here to help. So when they say, we're doing it for the public safety, like with the all lurgy pandemic thing, it was all for the public's health. Same principle. I'm from the government, I'm here to help, as long as you do exactly what I fucking say. Doesn't matter whether I'm doing it or not, as long as you do what I say. Because none of the fucking politicians are doing it. Boris had his parties. Fucking Starmer had his party. Do you know what I mean? But it was all under the guise of public safety. Which was, as we all know, a big pile of steaming shit. Yeah, so that's where I see it going. They've had the taste of power. They're not going to stop. And they're just going to keep taking away parts of our freedom. You're not going to notice it because they're going to do it slowly. They're not just going to go bang, it's done. You're not going to notice it until it's too late. But that's what's coming. There is no way they're going to say, no more new petrol and diesel cars. Only brand new electric cars. But you can keep your old cars on the road. For now. And that's the important part. For now. Like I said, I reckon between 5 and 10 years after that ban on brand new petrol and diesel sales goes into force, they'll start coming after the older cars, the second-hand car market, until the only people who can afford to drive the electric cars and insure the electric cars is the wealthy, the top earners. That's where I see it going. Let me know what you think. That sun's blinding me now. I'll cut this short now. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think I'm right? Do you think it's going to happen quicker than I say? Or do you think they're just going to leave the old cars on the road until they rot away? Which I can't see. Anyway, the sun's blinding me and I've got to go. I'll catch you in a bit.